light right now, but the temperatures are going to spike, and it is very humid. High dew point, if you prefer to use that term. Uncomfortable for the fans, potentially dangerous for the players, so we'll keep an eye on things as A.J. Hinch saw his team break a 4-game losing streak yesterday. They lost all 3 in Kansas City, the opener here. Looked like they were going to lose last night, but to their credit, they came back and stole one late against the Twins. Here is their Menards batting order without Miguel Cabrera and Jonathan Scope. It'll be Baddoo, Hill, Grossman, Haas, Candelario short, Willie Castro, Harold Castro, and Grayson Greiner.
Home furniture starting pitcher J.A. Happ making his 19th start of the season. Coming off a pretty good start in his last appearance against the Angels.
And in there for a strike. Twins trying to find a way to get Baddoo out. Just keeps picking up not just hits, but extra base hits. 2 doubles and a home run in this series. That is just wide of the bag. The way he's been swinging it. Half surprised that didn't spin fair, hit the bag or something.
Everything he's hit has been hard, so he wasn't going to take that. But he's been a thorn in the Twins' side. He's put together some really good at-bats and some good barrel to ball contact.
Just missed inside. We've talked throughout this series that Baddoo is struggling, as a lot of young hitters are, young left-handed hitters against left-handed pitching, but this is a developmental year for the Tigers and for Baddoo, so A.J. Hinch not only has him in the lineup, but has him hitting leadoff. Fouled back, still 1-2. Baddoo, Hill, and Grossman. Jonathan Scope was in the original lineup, but he's been dealing with some back tightness and taken out of the lineup. 11 innings last night for the veteran.
He ended his 16-game hitting streak.
Flipped foul. Still 1-2. Happ with a 5-5 mark. You saw the high ERA. And another tapper foul. He's been healthy. He just has had a tough time duplicating what he did in the first 5 starts of his season with the Twins. Faced the Tigers in his first start, 4 innings, just 1 earned run. Had a good start against the Red Sox, the Pirates, Cleveland, Texas. Had a really good start against the Tigers 3 starts ago, 7 innings. And 3 earned runs allowed and 8 strikeouts. That's what he hopes to do for the Twins here today. 8th pitch of the opening at bat. Splinters his bat, and that's the way things are going for Baddoo. Sprawling in short left field, Astudillo picks himself up, and now he's got a sore left shoulder, it appears. Michael Salazar and Rocco Baldelli will make yet another trip to the field, and he says he's okay, but they'll still make the trip out.
Decent slider right there from Happ. You can see Baddoo gets it off the end of the bat, was able to just drop that ball in front of Rooker and just over Astudillo's head. The last thing we need is another injury.
Well, especially given the fact that Astudillo at third base, but he's also the catching insurance for Ryan Jeffers on a day when catchers are really going to be feeling the heat, literally. And Astudillo, rather than Garver, who was hit by a pitch in the ball game last night, and the Twins aren't going to take any chances, but this could potentially be a really impactful injury if it's one that takes Astudillo out of the game. He's going to stay in. See that left arm just kind of lying limp after he sprawled out for the catch attempt.
His entire body went limp right there.
It is his left shoulder, not his throwing arm or shoulder. So he'll stay in, and Baddoo, after a long 8-pitch at bat, shatters his bat and gets a single. He's a threat to steal. Happ has been susceptible to the steal. 7 tries, 6 successful. Inside, ball 1. Hill 2 for 3 against Happ. Happ's 4th start of the year against Detroit. No pickoffs for Happ. He's gotten 6 ground ball double plays.
Happ uses his fastball early and often. We're mixing a slider and occasional changeup.
And now 2-0. Happ thought might have hit the corner, but Jeremy Riggs said it was inside. And back on the strike zone, 2-1. Happ's 4-1 here at Target Field with a decent ERA. Troubles have been on the road. 3-1 on day games with, again, a decent ERA. Poked foul, 2-2.
Good sinker, just off the plate.
Extra inning games, and both teams tapped out in terms of relievers. And Happ's about to throw his 13th pitch. Still nobody out. Back to Happ, and just the one play to first. Hill retired, but due to second base, 1 away. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Brent Rooker in left, Nick Gordon in center, Trevor Larnach in right field. Astudillo, Simmons, Polanco, Sano, the infielders, and Ryan Jeffers with the gear on behind home plate. Grossman with Baddoo at second and 1 out. Been a good series for Grossman. Didn't play here 2 nights ago, but came off the bench and hit a big pinch hit 2-run home run. A strike. Grossman getting a 2-year deal from the Tigers. Completely different player than the one the Twins had a few years ago. Always had a good eye, drawing a lot of walks, but he's gotten more power into his game. Much more of a base stealer than he was with the Twins.
Sounds like Grossman just revamped his entire game for the better. Did some things that he probably felt like he could early on, and got to a point in his career where you need to do something different.
Well, we're about 50 hours away from the trade deadline, and if I was a contending team, I'd be attracted to somebody like Grossman. You'd have to, assume the contract for next year too, but could play the corner outfield spots, could steal a base,
switch hitter,
some pop from both sides.
And for me, that's like the most value right there, being able to not put him in any position, come in and face a tough lefty or face a tough righty.
2-2 now to Robbie Grossman. Better hitter from this side of the plate, but he hit his home run as a left-handed batter the other night. Got him looking. Came inside, flipped the corner, out number 2. And that'll bring up Eric Haas.
Talk about what's going to make Happ successful and what he's done in the past. He's been able to spot that fastball inside on the right-hand hitter for a strike, and you can see you got Grossman looking. He didn't think it was a strike. But the home plate umpire, Jeremy Riggs, said, oh, yes, it is.
Haas, the designated hitter. Missing inside with that fastball. A little bit of a risk for A.J. Hinch. He's got his other catcher in the DH spot. Can understand wanting to have his bat in the lineup, but under the wilting weather conditions we'll be playing in this afternoon, a bit of a risk. Two and 0.
It's going to get hot, but hopefully when it gets to the peak, this game will be over.
As Ryan Jeffers said, the key for the players, and way down the list of the broadcasters too, hydrate.
You feel like you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
And now 3-0. First base is open, and Candelario, switch hitter, on deck. Haas hit the grand slam in the 9th inning that tied the game. Taking a Robles pitch and dropping it over the wall in right field. And the Tigers won it in extra innings. In there for a strike. In the event there are some of you watching who were not able to stay awake after 11 o'clock to watch the end of the game last night.
It's a devastating loss for the Twins. And Haas he actually had a pretty good at bat. He fell off a lot of pitches to get to that final outcome.
3-1. And a walk will fill first base. So a busted bat single, now a 2-out walk, and Candelario will bat, and the pitch count climbing for Happ, already 23 here in the first inning.
I don't get a chance to see Candelario all that often, except when he's playing against the Twins. But he's only hitting .266. Not that that's terrible, but he always seemed to put together good at bats. I mean, he's going to battle. I mean, you can get him out, but you're going to work for it.
2 on, 2 out. Over the Twins dugout, strike 1. This is your last chance. You really want a foul ball hit in here, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I want it to the point where I don't have to stand up to get it. I just want to sit back in my little lazy boy chair and just catch it like that.
Okay.
Or dive across the desk and save you.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
See that slider on the hands of Candelario. Swung just over the top of that ball.
Now inside, 1 and 2.
I like that from Happ. He didn't go inside for the strike on that particular pitch. Looked like he was going inside for effect and going to try to get him out away, or he's going to I would like to see him double up inside.
Nice block by Jeffers, but now the count is even at 2 and 2. The 28th pitch coming up for Happ. Got him. And that wraps up the first inning. A lot of pitches, but the Tigers lead 2, no score after a half. Better than that, let's see if they can score a run in the first inning. And the Menards batting order for the Twins has Max Kepler, the designated hitter, leading off. Brent Rooker, Jorge Polanco, Miguel Sano, Trevor Larnach, Williams Astudillo, Nick Gordon, Ryan Jeffers, and Andrelton Simmons.
Home furniture started pitching Willie Peralta. Fastball, slider, and split.
And ball one to Kepler. Peralta has done very well for the Tigers, particularly well against the Twins. He's had 2 starts against them, and the only run they've scored against Peralta came on a Kepler home run.
A good slider, throws a 2-seamer, and a very good split finger, and that's the equalizer.
Kepler checks, but it's a strike. Back on the 11th, 5 innings, just the Kepler home run, 3 hits. On the 18th of July, 7 innings, only 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, but no runs. Kepler takes ball 3. Rooker on deck.
Kepler's 1 for 7 versus Peralta. Only hit coming is the home run.
3-1. Right off the end of the bat, foul.
So you have to make Peralta throw strikes. Will nibble around the edges. He has some control issues, but he's been better this year.
A high fly on the right field line. And just out of the reach of Grossman. The wind is blowing in from right field. Shooting in from the plaza area.
See the ripple in the canopy behind the plaza.
Another 3-2 coming to Kepler. Kepler just 1 hit in the series, and that was the walk-off hit 2 nights ago. And he called third strike. Kepler spun the bat away confidently that ball was low and or inside. Instead, it's strike 3.
2-seam fastball. Peralta, as you can see, that's not a strike. Good eye by Kepler. Home plate umpire Jeremy Riggs looked like he's going to be calling that pitch.
Wait a minute, you're saying that's not a strike?
No.
It had
I stood out there for 21 years plus, and I know that's not a strike.
Rooker with a pop-up near where Kepler's was. This one might be playable. And Grossman coming in from right field, making the catch in the warning track, and Rooker is quickly retired for out number 2. For Polanco's at bat, let's take a look at the Tigers out on the field. The Dew getting left field today. Hill in center, Robbie Grossman in right. Candelario in short on the left side of the infield. Willie Castro, Harold Castro on the right side, and Grayson Greiner doing the catching. Greiner's first start behind the plate. 2 quick outs. And now Polanco. Up and away, ball 1.
Polanco can make Peralta throw a few pitches. Had him just about to reach double-digit pitches.
Two and 0.
So in the box, let's get back to that. So in the box, just a quarter of the ball has to touch the box for it to be a strike.
In my mind, yeah. Yep. Now, I won't even say if. When we get to the electronic strike zone, that'll be a strike.
We start using all these electronics, we might as well put robots out there also. I'm just saying. That's a strike. I like that one.
3-1. Chop to the right side. Easy play. Castro. And the Twins go quickly 1-2-3.
To just give him an extra day of rest. The other part of our clubhouse coverage today is Mitch Garver, and that x-rays were negative as of last night, and today Baldelli confirmed that yes, that is indeed the case, and Mitch's hand is sore, a little swollen. He may be available later in this game today, depending on how he responded to some of the treatment here today. But I think Dick and LaTroy, to just hear that Mitch Garver doesn't have any break in his hand is pretty good news.
Yeah, thank you, Marnie. I followed Twitter last night after I got home with that in mind. I wanted to find out whether his hand was broken or not. That was the most comforting thing after a very distressing loss last night, to hear that Mitch did not suffer a broken bone. Nevertheless, the Twins, I'm sure, really don't want to put him out there today with tomorrow's off day. The hope would be he'd be ready to go maybe on Friday. Fly ball to left field, and Rooker ranging over for the catch, one away.
Definitely great news to see that he just has a contusion, and anytime you get hit in that area, it's going to be sore the next day. But we had our fingers crossed, and it actually worked.
And if Mitch could have crossed his fingers, he would have done that, but he got hit in the hand. So after everything he's gone through, it looks like he'll be back in the lineup hopefully sooner rather than later. Here's Willie Castro. Broken bat, and another Tiger hit. A one-out single for Willie Castro, and before Harold Castro's at bat, a quick word from Arby's.
Arby's new premium 100% whole white meat chicken breast nuggets.
Runner aboard. Tigers got a leadoff single in the first inning, now a one-out single, and Harold Castro. Castro was not in the starting lineup. He was the insertion into the lineup when Scope was deleted.
Castro and Baddoo, the long lefties.
At the end of the bat, base hit to right, and a couple of Tiger hits. 3 singles and a walk so far in the first 8 plate appearances against Jay Happ.
His fastball over the middle of the plate. Castro didn't hit that ball hard, just hit it where the Twins were not. It's first and second, 1 out. Still 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Grayson Griner, number 9 hitter. Checking his cap, remind himself what sign sequence they're using. See, now we talked about this the other night with that wristband the catchers will be able to wear. Maybe call pitches electronically. Unless the guy at second base has one of those, it'd be a quicker way to do that, wouldn't it?
Reinventing the game. Just don't make sense. What's going to happen when the pitcher and the catcher don't agree? The pitcher gets a pitch, he don't like it. He put in the pitch that he liked. The catcher don't like it. What's going to happen? Then now we're playing video games in the middle of a Major League Baseball game. I'm out on that.
Toward the hole, it'll leak through. Castro had to hold up. They're going to wave him around. Here's Rooker's throw, cut off by Astudillo, and the Tigers score first, 1-0 on 3 straight singles from the bottom third of their lineup. Griner's 6th run batted in of the year.
Breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Just hit that ball just to the right of Simmons and to the left of Astudillo for an RBI base hit.
Now Baddoo, 4 singles, but again, nothing hit particularly hard. Purdue splintered his bat in the first inning, but dropped one into center field for a base hit. Wave and a miss, 1 strike.
You can see Purdue a little upset at himself because he probably told himself, he's throwing me a breaking ball right here down. I'm not going to swing at it, and he couldn't resist it.
Now a strike on the outside edge. Problem has been in the Twins pitching to Purdue getting strike 3. It's been a problem for the pitching staff in general this year, just outside 1 and 2.
Looked like that ball got plenty of the box.
See Jeffers giving all the signs with the runner at second base. Piano players get less exercise than catchers do sometimes these days with all the different sign combinations.
Yeah, they're writing codes back there. Different algorithms. That's what happens. You put all the technology into the game and you use it and abuse it.
6 different signs, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like Morse code, and there was a dash in the middle of all those signs too, a pause.
I mean, I didn't learn this until after I'd been in the bullpen for a while, but calling my own pitches and having whatever the catcher put down just a decoy.
Toward third. Out there, and no chance to get Purdue at first. Astudillo looked like he thought about trying to get Castro as he was running by, and then thought, well, maybe we got a chance for 2, but Purdue runs too well for that. 2 away with runners at first and third. Derek Hill will bat.
Kind of looked like Simmons maybe had a chance.
Hill hit a comebacker to Happ his first time up. Pitch number 43 coming up for J. Happ. Bunt, and Happ, Sano, no play. Beautifully placed. Hill dropping down a bunt out of the reach of the left-handed pitcher. And by the time Sano got there, Polanco didn't have enough time to cover the bag. So a bunt single getting Harold Castro in from third base. Nice play.
It was definitely a heads-up play by Derek Hill. He just completely caught the Twins sleeping. And the only chance they really had was Happ, and he bunted it just hard enough to get it past Happ.
A push bunt out of Happ's reach. First and second, 2 down, and now Robbie Grossman.
You'll see Happ tried to read that when he released the pitch. He took a couple steps forward towards home and then had to retreat to try to get the bunt.
Naturally tougher for a left-handed pitcher because his follow-through takes him toward the other baseline. And
well, sometimes, you know, you have a lot of guys that still, you know, follow the ball to the catcher. But it's a great heads-up play by Hill.
1 strike to Grossman.
And for me, those are the little things that I think the Twins are going to have to do and not rely on the long ball so much. They just manufactured a run right there.
the plate, 2-1. Nothing's come easy for Happ. He had to face 5 batters through a lot of pitches in the first inning. And this is the 7th batter he's faced in the second.
Nothing hit particularly hard yet.
Out in front, 2-2.
5 singles.
Tigers left a couple in the first. Happ trying to leave these 2 guys out there again with 2 already on the board. Three and 2, and now those runners will get early breaks from their bases. Grossman took a called third strike. Fastball up and in the box. Back in the first inning. So there's speed out there already with Baddoo and Hill. And they'll leave early on the 3-2 pitch.
You can use Grossman's aggressiveness against him right here.
Checked his swing. They tried to go back in and get the called third strike they got in the first inning, and now they're loaded up for Eric Haas.
Is that in the box?
We'll find out.
Fastball in. Repeat that pitch.
It was like a half-inch away from where the pitch was called in the first inning. Second walk for Happ.
We talk about the infamous box.
There it was.
And those are the 50-50 pitches that if you can't get the umpire to consistently call that pitch, then don't call it at all, because you can't call it one way and not call it the other. Now you just put Happ in a very difficult spot where he should be walking off the field, as opposed now he has to face another hitter.
And a hitter who the last time he came up with the bases loaded unloaded them. It was Haas who hit the grand slam in the 9th inning that tied it.
Home plate Jeremy Riggs waiting for the heat to come.
Deep to right field. What a catch up against the fence by Larnach. Trevor Larnach with a great catch. He may have saved the game.
Just great concentration from Larnach. Timed his jump perfectly. Concentration from Larnach. And he caught that ball right at the height of his jump. Right up against the wall. It's not an easy play. You can see he has a beat on it. Timed it perfect. And stops and get into his jump at the perfect time.
And Haas hit one down that way a little bit higher and deeper for the grand slam last night. And if Larnach hadn't caught that ball, that could have been a bases clearing double. Instead, it's the 3rd out. It's a 2-0 ball game. Sano takes ball 1. And now ball 2. Peralta had some problems throwing strikes to Kepler before getting him on a called third strike. Sano, Larnach, and Astudillo with the Twins down a couple.
You see Sano going with no batting gloves. Some of my favorite players to play the game wore no batting gloves.
Yeah.
Moises Alou. Love watching him hit.
Up high now, 3-1. Hawk Harrelson credited with being the first baseball player to wear a golf glove. Hawk was a great golfer, but he swinging the bat an awful lot. He thought, well, I can protect my hands if I wear a golf glove. Rod Carew was a proponent of using batting gloves. And there's a walk to Sano with Peralta stumbling off the mound a little bit. And the Twins will get Larnach to the plate as the tying run. If you've ever wanted to play catch at Target Field, you can join us on Saturday for the second and final Twins Catch on the Field, presented by Securian Financial. Each ticket includes a Twins logo baseball, a 1-hour catch session, and a day of fun at Target Field. Limited tickets are available twinsbaseball.com/catchfield. Not just a father-son thing, it could be a mother-daughter thing. Invite family members of any kind to come to Target Field and play catch. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. And it's not like Larnach hasn't seen a lot of those lately. Really had a tough time squaring things up with an assortment of spinners and changeups.
He's going to see a heavy dosage of off-speed pitches, whether it's the slider, curveball, changeup, split finger, until he shows the league that he can not swing at it, and then when he does swing at it, put it in play.
Got a fastball up out of the zone and fouled it back. And that's the danger too, I would imagine, that when you do see a fastball, even if it's not a strike, your eyes get big and you want to swing at it. 1-2. In the month of July for Larnach, seems like it's been spent hitting in this count.
Larnach talked about how throughout his career he's never had a problem hitting the ball to the opposite field, and I know it's just driving him insane that they're playing him like this.
Driven to left, but right at Baddoo. Nice sound to it, but Larnach lines out to left, one away. And that'll bring up Astudillo. Astudillo hooked a home run down the line last night. Base hit right field, solidly to right, and Sano checks in at second base. See if the Twins can string a few things together like the Tigers did in the second inning when they sent 8 men to the plate and scored a couple of runs.
It's a good piece of hitting from Astudillo. Fastball middle in. He didn't try to pull his pitch. He shot that ball to right field. Very good piece of hitting.
60 games left for the Twins, and potentially a huge 60 games for Nick Gordon. See how much playing time he gets and how it's split between the infield and the outfield. Out in center field today, having never played there professionally, he takes up and away ball one. But it could be that he will evolve into a reliable utility player for the Twins next year. We'll need to prove that he can hit here. We've seen snapshots of his ability to hit major league pitching, hitting .250.
He's a very good athlete, and you have to tip your hat to him because he understands the position that he's in, that he had to go out and do something that he was probably, reluctant to do or uncomfortable to show his value to this team. And for him to go out there and play, a premium position like center field is, man, it just shows you like he's a team player.
That's where the need was, and that's what utility players do. They fill needs. Would have been much easier, more comfortable for Nick to go to AAA and maybe play a handful of games in center field and then come here, but there was such an immediate need. That ball just wide of the bag, almost hit the corner, may have cracked his bat.
His brother was middle infielder, never played outfield, ended up playing center field, so I'm sure they had plenty of conversations on some of the things that he probably should look out for. And he had, talking with Buxton and talking with his brother, I think he's had some pretty good tutelage.
As I recall, D had to make that transition in the big leagues with Seattle.
But when you're like next level athletes, it makes it a lot easier for you. When you have that type of speed and your speed can make up for like a bad route, that helps big time.
1-2, Twins trying to answer a 2-run Tiger second inning. Very high.
You see guys that I saw Peralta last night getting on the elevator as I was getting off. And I know him, and I'm thinking, where did I know Peralta from? Like Milwaukee. I had this, it took me about 2 minutes to think, where did I play with him at?
3-2. Jeffers on deck. That'll reach the seats. At bats, 20 hits, 23 strikeouts, but only 5 walks.
He's had better control this year than he had in the past.
29 pitches for Peralta, only 14 strikes.
He uses fastball, but they're mostly on the inner half. With some movement, arm side run, sometimes sink.
Tapper towards second. He'll get one. Gordon beats the relay. First and third now, 2 down. Sano to third base. And now Jeffers will come up with runners on the corners. Pretty good bet that Jeffers will get a little run of games here now with Mitch Garver being hit by the pitch in last night's game. I don't believe the spot is exactly the same, but remember Nelson Cruz back in May was hit by a Steve Cishek pitch in the hand, and he missed a couple of games and then came back, and it really impacted Cruz's swing for the next couple of weeks. Inside, ball 1. Blocked by Griner, and it's 2-0. Yeah, this is not the sharp Willie Peralta that the Twins had seen in back-to-back starts earlier this month. Strike percentage of 47.
July 11th, 5 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 run. And July 18th, 7 innings, 4 hits. He did have 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. You look at the game on the 18th against the Twins, he had 90 pitches, hit 49 strikes.
3-0 with Simmons on deck. The inning started with a Sano walk. He nearly walked Gordon. And a 4-pitch walk will fill the bases for Andrelton Simmons.
Nice if the Twins can get one back right here. Or a couple more. You see pitching coach Chris Fetter on the phone.
Just 13 pitches in the first. And a tougher workload here in the second. Gordon is at second base. Great speed. A hit to the outfield should tie the game. Taken low, ball 1. Peralta goes down to get some dirt, flings it away.
Last couple of Twins hitters making him work, making him throw a lot of pitches, running the count full.
for a strike. A.J. Hinch has gotten more than he could have hoped for from Willie Peralta this year. A pitch up and fouled it straight back. In his most recent start, though, 5 2/3 innings, 5 earned runs against the Royals. Trying to pitch out of a jam here in the second. One and two to the Twins shortstop. Right to the ball boy and through the ball boy. Sixth pitch this inning coming up.
Simmons can get him something he can drive and switch places with Gordon at second base.
Right to the shortstop, Zach Short, and that'll wrap it up. Twins leave the bases full and trail 2-0. With Marty Geller and LaTroy Hawkins, Tigers have an early lead. Hot, humid day in the Twin Cities. Heat index will be in excess of 100. You bring the heat. This is very similar to the weather conditions we had in Chicago a few years ago at Wrigley Field. Working that series with you.
This is not even close to that
not
day.
Not yet.
We won't be working, hopefully, when it gets to that point. Hopefully you're driving up to your cabin.
Yeah.
And I'll be headed out to Hastings. So we don't. That was ridiculous. We have air in here. They didn't have air in that press box.
Or on the field when the Twins had a couple of players that left the ball game. Rosario came off the field during the game. Kepler came off between innings and suffered some heat stroke. That was Williams Astudillo who made that play at third base. That was his major league debut. He entered the game in center field. He does not cut the profile of a center fielder.
Our catcher Bobby Wilson was so hot he didn't remember getting walked or run around on the bases and scoring.
Zach Short takes a strike. Happ doing what he can here to get his team off the field. Good idea on a hot, humid day anyway, but to get Peralta back out on the mound after a long bottom of the second, even though the Twins didn't score in the inning. I'd love to send him back out there and get back to work. 1-1 to Zach Short. Could be a quick second out. Powering fly ball to left, and Rooker's there. 2 away. That'll bring up Willie Castro. Help send students back to class with backpacks full of essential school supplies. You can join Greater Twin Cities United Way and Valley Sports North as we unite to fuel change for Action Day 2021. Donate now to the Action Day Backpack Fund at uwactionday.org. 2 away, and now Castro got the base hit with 1 out in the second, and by innings end the Tigers had a couple of runs. Ball 1.
Happ 56 pitches, 34 strikes. Broadcast booth in Chicago with the Cubs. We're pretty much sitting on each other's lap, and then we look to our right and see the Cubs announcers, and they have their fans and their little coolers going and all that. Yeah, rub it in.
a liner to Astudillo, and it is a quick top of the third inning as Happ sets the Tigers down 1-2-3. Two 2-0 Tigers. Kepler got a pitch up, fouled the first pitch back, and Peralta's back out there with Happ getting his team off the field quickly. We'll see if the Twins can take advantage of a wilting Willie Peralta in the third inning.
You see that hanging breaking ball, and Kepler's eyes got pretty big. He had a good swing at that pitch.
Inside 1-1. Up and away. One thing we've noticed, the Tigers under A.J. Hinch much more inclined to shift in the infield than Ron Gardenhire's Tigers. In there for a strike. The left-handed hitters, with the exception I think of Polanco, they've all been shifted severely. In this case, Willie Castro's in short right field. 2-2 to Kepler. Driven to left. Hit pretty well. Baddoo retreating. And he makes the catch on the warning track. One's hit a couple of balls hard to the opposite field. And that's encouraging. Larnach did it for an out. Kepler did it for an out. One down. That'll bring up Rooker. Rooker fouled out to Grossman down the right field line his first time up.
Rooker's ready for a hanging breaking ball first pitch with Kepler.
Been stinging the ball. A couple of tape measure home runs.
A lot of distance in two swings.
2-0. Bouncer to short, easy play for Zach Short. And two down, that'll bring up Polanco. We'll check out the Tigers shift on Polanco. A little less extreme than what we've seen from some of the other, from the Tigers on some of the other left-handed batters. And they're going full shift, it looks like.
Oh yes, his batting average started to rise and his pull number started to go up as well.
To Hopper, and Peralta has a quick third inning as well. "15 innings against the Twins and given up just one run. That's on a Max Kepler home run. One strike to the leadoff man in Detroit's fourth inning, Harold Castro, then Grayson Griner and Akil Baddoo.
59 pitches, 37 strikes for J.A. Happ.
Solidly to center. And a leadoff single for Harold Castro. He's got 2 hits.
His first at bat back in the second inning. He got himself an elevated fastball, was able to hit it to right field, and kind of got the same pitch and drove his ball to center field for a leadoff single.
Bring up Griner. Griner's sent a ground ball through the hole to left field, drove in a run. The first Tiger run in the second inning. The bunt delivered the second run. Missing the inside edge. And now 2-0. Twins seeing a lot of the Tigers in the month of July. This was supposed to be the 11th game played between the two teams in July, but one game got rained out in Detroit. The Twins will have to run back to Detroit to play a game in the middle of a homestand later on. And now 3-0 to the number 9 batter.
Grayson Grinders 2 for 3 off of Jay Happ.
In there for a strike. Hit a long way to left down the line, but foul. Hit the limestone next to the pole. Eric Haas just missed that foul pole the other night. Foul by about 3 feet, maybe 2 feet.
2 feet. It's a long strike.
3-2 to Griner.
If Happ can induce a ground ball double play.
And instead, ball 4, first and second, nobody out. It was the bottom third of the lineup that did all the damage in the second inning with 3 one-out singles. Now Castro with a single, Griner with a walk, and Baddoo will bat with nobody out. Baddoo dumped a broken bat single into left center field in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the second.
See what he's doing as a rookie with runners in scoring position. Pretty impressive, his numbers. 360. That's through 102 games.
Squaring and bunting foul. When you are a rebuilding team, as the Tigers have been, and you entertain the idea of getting somebody in the Rule 5 draft, you've got to be pretty selective. It's a great deal financially. You're out $100,000, and if it doesn't work out, you can get $50,000 back if you offer the player back to the original team. But it's not like you can go and get 6 Rule 5 guys and give them all a fair shot in spring training and see if you want to start the year with them. So this was a victory for the Tigers in their analytics department, I would think, to look at Baddoo, who really hadn't performed that well in the minor leagues and hadn't played for a couple of years because of the pandemic and
Tommy John surgery.
Right. And so to look at what he had done and look beyond the basic numbers and think there's some tools there, maybe.
Oh, he's tooled out. He just hadn't reached double A or triple A in our organization. He hadn't got out of A ball just yet. And we drafted him because we knew he had the tools and he was starting to perform. Just got to the point where he ran out of time.
Take there, and it's 1-2.
I've seen Baddoo swing at those sliders down in the zone early in his at-bats, but never late.
That's a fair ball beyond a sprawling Sano. Harold Castro around third. He'll score, and Baddoo with another double against the Twins. Grayson Griner to third base. RBI number 40 for Akil Baddoo.
See Jeffers set up in. Just out of the reach of a diving Sano.
Will bring the infield in halfway with Griner, the catcher, at third base. So the Tigers invested a draft pick and all of $100,000 on Baddoo. And here's what he'd done in his last 2 years that he played in the Twins minor league system. In low A, Cedar Rapids, he had 243, 11 home runs, 40 runs batted in. The next year at high A, he hit 214. That was the year that he had some injury issues. Missing inside. 1-1. It sure looks like they've got one to keep. Could be a cornerstone player for them as they continue the building process. 1-1 to Derek Hill, a bunt single that scored a run his last time up. Off the glove of Polanco. Simmons has no play. A smash with the infield in. It'll be a hit and another Tiger run. Griner coming in from third, and it's 4-0.
Pitch over the outer half of the plate. A smash hit to Polanco. Wasn't able to come up with it clean. He knocked it down and saved a run. Had that ball got to the outfield, Baddoo would have scored as well. Hab's going to have to figure out a way to stop the bleeding. No outs. Down 4-0. Fourth inning.
Nobody out. Grossman batting. Strikeout and a walk so far for the former Twin. Infield back. So not a run batted in, but another Tiger run. Even if Grossman hits into a double play here, unless the ball's hit to Astudillo at third.
Let's go with the strikeout and then a ground ball double play from Eric Haas.
Missing off the plate, ball one. 8 hits for the Tigers. 3 of them here in the fourth. No activity in the Twins pen. 75th pitch coming up for Hap.
7 singles, 1 double.
Two and 0. .50 in the first 2 innings. The quick third. Still nobody out here in the fourth. Two and 1. Because of the nature of the 2 extra inning games, Twins have some relievers they'd like to stay away from.
Happers has some good success against Robbie Grossman. He's 3 for 14. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Base hit to right field. Baddoo will score. Still nobody out, and a 5-0 Tiger lead. Grossman driving in his 49th run. And Wes Johnson to the mound. 9 Tiger hits.
Behind in the count. Not a bad pitch. Ball that's sinking down and away. Grossman understands what he needs to do. Didn't want to pull that ball because the only thing he could have did was pulled it on the ground. Shoot that ball to right field.
Happ has retired 9 batters and given up 9 hits. Bo Burrows, picking him up from the Tigers, might get a chance to pitch again against his former team. Tigers threatening to break the game wide open. It's already 5-0. Brewers have been limited to just 1 hit. Ball 1.
It's been a struggle for Happ to get ahead in the count. And when you're consistently behind in the count, you're setting yourself up for failure.
And having said that, it's 2-0. '80th pitch already for Happ. And Haas tried to turn on one. He got a high fastball, fouled it back. 2-1. Against Hansel Robles. This one tied it up in the 9th.
Kept his head on the barrel. Made some really good solid contact. Was able to drive that ball to right field.
Three and 1 in addition to the 9 hits. Happ has issued 3 walks. Candelario on deck. And just an awful outing for Jay Happ. Bases are loaded with nobody out. And Candelario coming to the plate.
See Twins pitching coach Wes Johnson going to the phone to see where Bo Burrows is, getting ready. It's a lonely feeling out there on the mound when you can't throw the ball where you want to throw it to be successful.
Candelario 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground ball to third. Into the seats. Last year, Happ was in his last year with the Yankees. He spent 2.5 years with the Yankees. But the numbers certainly encouraging that there was quite a bit left. Last year, Happ 9 starts for the Yankees. Roughly half of them at Yankee Stadium. Very much a hitter's ballpark. 2-2 with an ERA of less than 3.5. Opponent batting average of .208. A strike called 1-2. The Twins are pretty confident that he'd be able to be a big help to the pitching staff this year, and that confidence had to have grown after his first 5 starts, but very little has gone well for Happ ever since. 1-2. 2-2.
Doesn't look like he's gotten comfortable. He hadn't been able to get in a groove this season. And I don't know what that's from. You know, something in his mechanics.
Two and 2. Tigers have gotten 4 hits and 2 walks here in the inning. Nearly hit him, and now it's a full count. This will be his last batter. Almost assuredly. Burrows looks ready. To left toward the gap. Rooker over, won't get there. High off the wall. It may clear the bases. They're going to score 2 and hold 1. It's a double for Candelario. And the Tigers have busted it open. Now leading 7-0. And Happ walking back to the mound, and about 30 feet behind him, his manager.
Fastball down the middle. Candelario just be able to put a real good swing on that ball in one hop right by the 377 sign. For two base, 2 RBI.
A quick 1-2-3 third, but he faced 7 men in the 4th and didn't retire a batter. Burrows a waiver claim from the Tigers in late June. A couple of outings for the Twins, one of them against Detroit. That one went pretty well. Earlier one against the White Sox that didn't go too well. That was when he was with the Tigers. Zach Short, the batter. Twins playing the infield back. Already down 7-0.
Bo come in and get some first pitch strikes. Pitch ahead in the count.
It's down the line with just enough hook on it to go foul. Short with 2 fly balls to left. Burrow's a former Tiger first-round pick. And as the Twins try to reconstruct the bullpen, he hopes to be a part of it. 1-1. Tap foul. 22nd overall pick 6 years ago.
And feature fastball, changeup, curveball, and cutter.
5 games for the Tigers last year. Almost exclusively a starter in the Tiger system. This one flipped into short right center field. And Gordon back for the catch. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Another Tiger run, and it's 8-0. Sacrifice fly for Zach Short, his 14th run batted in. But an out.
Give you the golf clap.
Candelario to third. Haas scoring. These runs charged to Happ. They're all earned runs. And he came into the start with an ERA in excess of 6. Here's the 9th man to bat, Willie Castro. Foul back.
Burrows likes to establish his fastball early. He would throw it to both sides of the plate, in and out. We'll have some arm side misses. There's a good changeup.
Pop up over the Tiger dugout, out of play. 2 quick strikes. Keep piling on, boys. We haven't seen Peralta as sharp as he has been, but he's got a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings. Wobbled with his control, throwing a lot of pitches in the second, but now the lead's grown to 8. 2 strikes from Burrows to Willie Castro. Driven to the gap. Gordon chasing it. And he won't get there. Off the warning track, another run will score. Willie Castro rounding second, and he'll get to third with a triple. And so the log is complete on Jay Happ. And a very, very rugged outing, to say the least.
See this slider, cutter, breaking down at his back foot. Hit that ball just right center field gap, out of the reach of Nick Gordon.
Happ giving up 9 earned runs in 3+ innings, similar to the numbers he posted when things started to go south for him against the White Sox back on May 12th. 3 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs against the White Sox. Then in his next start, 3 2/3 innings against the White Sox and 6 earned runs. High fly, center field. And this run will be charged to Burrows, with Castro coming in from third. Willie Castro scoring on Harold Castro's sacrifice fly. And Grayson Greiner will hit. He has an RBI single and a walk.
We'll close the books on Happ. 88 pitches, 51 strikes, 10 hits, 9 runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts.
And we'll get, I would think, an extended look at Burrows here. Trying to clean up the 4th inning. We might see him pitch inning or 2 after that. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
A lot of innings for the bullpen to cover tonight, or this afternoon.
Off day tomorrow, but as we said, there's some guys the Twins would like to
stay away from.
With 3 out of 4s, back-to-backs, things like that. Burrows in 2019, the last full minor league season, climbed up the ladder from A to AA to AAA. Within that, he had to sit out significant time, about a month and a half in the first half, with right biceps tendonitis. A throw across in this long, awful inning for the Twins comes to an end, but the Tigers have busted the game wide open. And now Willie Peralta's got 10. He's got 10 runs of support. Jack said he never lost a game when his team scored 10 runs. Nor should he have. 1 strike to Sano. Then Larnach and Astudillo.
You know, I know the score is 10-0, but I like to see the Twins take some good at bats and mount a fight.
That's just wide of the bag. Nice catch by Candelario. He may have turned it into an out, but a foul ball called by Dan Bellino.
Let's put some pressure on the Tigers pitcher and their defense. Take some good at bats. A lot of game left. A lot of game left.
Fair. Foul. Foul. And now 1-2.
That half inning took 27 minutes.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Peralta set for 27 minutes. See if we can use that to our advantage.
And now 2-2. driven hard to center field. And the Twins are on the board. A bullet over hill, over the fence, and into the Junipers. Number 16, 1-0.
Peralta with a fastball down in the zone. You can see that we've seen Sano over the last few years. He hammers the ball down. That ball was hit like it was shot out of a cannon.
Here's Larnach. Larnach hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to Baddoo in left field. And this is the extreme shift that Larnach has stared at. It's not just that three infielders are on the right side. The second baseman is in short right field. And there's almost nobody on the left side of the infield. Driven hard to right field. Hard off the fence. Larnach will be content with a single, but really encouraging signs for Trevor Larnach. He's hit 2 rockets against Willie Peralta.
I wonder if that 27-minute inning playing a part in this. A leadoff home run, now a long, hard single off of the bat of Trevor Larnach. And I said I want to see the Twins put up a fight. It's 10-0, but there's a lot of game left. See them put up a fight. Take some good at bats. Hit some balls hard.
Astudillo to right field again. And Grossman will play it on a hop. Astudillo with a pair of hits. And the inning starts. Home run, single, single. That'll bring up Nick Gordon.
Some good base running right there from Trevor Larnach. You know, he went halfway. Kind of figured that ball was going to fall. He put himself in a spot if he needed to get back, he could, or advance to the next base with no problem. Astudillo has 2 hits and both to the right side of the field. That's very encouraging.
Here's Nick Gordon, reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Up and in, ball 1. And now 2-0. Well, the 4th inning was a hot mess for the Twins. 11 men batted. 8 of them scored. The inning started. A single, a walk, a double, single. Tigers kept the line moving. See if the Twins can do that in their half. There's a base hit to center. Larnach will be held at third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Nick Gordon gets him a fastball down. He just smokes that ball right back at the head of Willie Peralta.
There's Feder, the pitching coach, coming out. And it's entirely plausible that what you mentioned is exactly what's happening. Guy sits down for 27 minutes. Dugouts do have air conditioning. Maybe things tighten up a little bit. You go back out there. Shouldn't take you too long to get loose when it's 140 degrees. But he's left some pitches up, and the Twins have been all over him.
I'm really liking this from this Twins lineup. You know, it's easily to look up at the score and be like, you know, it's 10-0, just roll over. I love the fight. I'm loving this.
We'll see what Jeffers can get done here. He walked his first time up.
Take some good at bats, put some pressure on the other team. Let's see them make some mistakes. fielding and on the mound.
Foul tip, off-speed pitch, strike one. Might have taken a bite out of Reiner. A lot of grand slams in this season series, including 2 last night. If the Twins can get one here, cut the Tiger lead in half.
I think Barney said on the pregame that it was the first time in history that both starting catchers hit grand slams in the game.
Yep. Twins got theirs in the first inning. Tigers in the 9th. Well, just outside. 2-1. Hitters count to Ryan Jeffers. Checked his swing. Did he go? And strike called by David Rackley. Jeffers dropped his bat, I think, in disbelief. Some hooting from the Twins dugout. Let's take a look.
Yes, indeed. Almost a full swing.
Almost a full swing. That was a check.
If the bat goes past the plate, that's a full swing.
2-2 to Jeffers.
If it's a check swing, then it's not a strike.
Foul over the head of Tony Diaz.
Peralta ran that fastball at 93 miles an hour in on his hands.
Two and two to the Twins catcher. Another bouncer foul.
Tough, good at bats. We're battling.
Guys stretching down in the Tiger bullpen. Tigers would love Peralta to at least give them 5 innings. Twins with a chance to jump back into the game here. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2-2 to Jeffers. High fly, center field. Hill is back. Another grand slam. A slam that has cut the Tiger lead at the start of this inning in half.
Getting pretty excited up here. You know, just a great at bat. He fouled off some tough pitches and just waited for Peralta to make a mistake. Didn't try to pull that ball. Understand that he can hit the ball out anywhere. We have us a ball game.
And we have activity in the Tiger bullpen suddenly. Simmons takes low, ball 1. Twins had a chance in the second inning and left the bases full. Didn't score. But the 4th inning opened with a solo home run and now followed by a grand slam, and it's 10-5.
With no outs here in the 4th.
2-0 to Simmons.
I mean, for me, just watching this young nucleus of guys look at the score and say, you know what, we're going to keep fighting and come in the bottom of this inning and fight back. I mean, they're throwing their own punches.
Prior to this inning, Peralta pitched 15 innings against the Twins this year and given up 1 run. 3-1 to Simmons.
And when you're a player and you're a young player on a team, you know, there's a good chance you're not going to make the playoffs. Every day is an audition, and everybody's watching in the organization. Everybody's watching. Derek, Thad, Rocco's taking notes, all the coaches, and they understand, like, when you see guys that can come up and try to slow the game down, not worrying about what the score is. It was 10-0 going into this game, into this inning, and take good at bats. Just chip, just fight your way back into it. And it all came in this inning. They've taken good at bats, and good things have happened.
Simmons drives it to right. Grossman retreating, and he makes a warning track catch for the first out. One down, back to the top of the order. You can download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Twins and the rest of the league. Two grand slams last night, another one today. Here is Kepler. Out in front, strike one. Kepler called out on strikes on a borderline pitch. That was in the first inning. Then he sent a liner to Baddoo on the warning track in left field. Another off-speed pitch. Another swing and a miss.
It's Peralta's featuring his split finger fastball. Hadn't seen much of it. Getting the Twins hitters off his fastball.
And that hit him. And I'm not sure how much longer they're going to let him go. That's it. Wow. Peralta wasn't necessarily cruising, but he did have a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings. He left the bases full in the second, and his teammates just gave him a 10-0 lead. And he can't complete the fourth inning, much less the fifth.
Two really good split fingers to get ahead of Kepler. Try to run that fastball in and clipped him on the arm. You can see he's very upset at himself.
And Funkhauser will come in, and the Tigers have to go to their bullpen early as a 10-0 lead. Seemed to be well on his way to his fourth win of the year, and he couldn't get out of the fourth inning. Funkhauser coming in. And as we said last night, if you were with us, he's done a nice job this year. Kind of a breakthrough year for him out of the pen. He pitched the 9th inning, gave up just a walk in a scoreless ninth last night. Beaten foul, 1 strike.
Displayed that hard sinking fastball last night, the Twins hitters.
One strike. And now a ball. Boy, they have done just what you were hoping they would do in the half of this inning. Let's just remind you what the situation was. They'd just given up 8 runs in the top half of this inning. The score was 10-0. It's been a disappointing homestand. They're heading off on a week-and-a-half long road trip. The bags are already at the airport. And they have had a succession of really good at-bats. And starting with Sano's home run, they've gotten themselves back in this game. Now 2-1 to Brent Rooker. Drilled, knocking the glove off of Candelario, and Rooker will get a base hit. 107 miles per hour off the bat, and it literally ripped the glove off the third baseman's hand.
That ball was scorched by a very strong young man in Brent Rooker. Candelario, he knocked it down, just couldn't find it. The ball came up and hit him on the palm of his hand.
So the inning continues. Ninth man to bat, Jorge Polanco. 2 ground balls, one of them hit fairly hard to Harold Castro. On the outside edge, strike 1.
Twins have an opportunity to bat around.
Two strikes.
Funkhauser uses his fastball. He mixes well. He works in and out. He likes to elevate his fastball with 2 strikes.
Well, he's got 2 strikes on Polanco with 1 out. Kleiner with a block.
Wanted Funkhauser to get that ball down. As you can see, Greiner was well prepared to block it. And to block it, he kept it in front of him.
Up the middle. Nice stop at short by short, but it's an infield hit. Because of the shift, there was no one to cover the second base bag. He had to try to get there himself. Rooker beat him to the bag, and then Polanco beat the throw. And the bases are reloaded.
See the sinker going away from Polanco. He was able to not pull that ball and hit it up the middle. And it was a foot race with short and Rooker to second base, and he opted to try to get Polanco at first. Just a little late.
Sano started the inning with a home run to straightaway center. Takes inside, ball 1.
How crazy would this be? It's a grand slam.
K with a rally cap. And others. Base hit, left field. Kepler scoring. Everyone else holding. And it's 10-6. And who would have guessed it? Larnach comes to the plate now as the tying run.
Sinker down. Sano loves that ball down. Did what he could with it. He got an RBI single, his second hit in this inning. Led the inning off with a home run.
Larnach hit the ball hard twice to the left fielder Padu for an out, and then earlier this inning he hit a rocket against the fence in right. Already back in this game, Larnach represents the tying run. And there for a strike, of course, a breaking ball.
Looking to have a long career in the major leagues. He's going to see his fair share of those. He'll figure out how to hit them.
Strike 2. Twins came into this inning with no runs and 1 hit. They have 6 runs and 9 hits and still only 1 out. Oh, and 2 to Larnach. Got the fastball, but up. This time he laid off. Remember, in his last at bat, he chased that high fastball and fouled it off. Down and in, 2-2.
Sano started this inning off with a very good at bat, and then he just started to pat. Everyone took notice, started passing the torch.
Three and two. The count's full, and the bases are full with Astudillo on deck.
A 2-2 changeup from Funkhauser. Expect he's going to throw him another changeup.
Got it. With a fastball, 2 away.
96 miles an hour down the middle. A little movement, was arm side run. Big time pitch.
Just beat him.
Yep. Here it is. Here's my best against your best. Funkhauser 1 out.
Plate umpire Jeremy Riggs saying that Larnach got a piece of it. So now Astudillo. 2 singles, both of them to right field. Down and away, ball 1. Funkhauser nearly walked Larnach with the bases loaded. Now that's an unlikely outcome in this at bat given who the hitter is. But 1-0. Chopper behind third, but foul. Funkhauser in his scoreless inning last night threw 17 pitches, already 18 here in the 4th.
Funkhauser's last 10 games, 3-1 with a 3.77 ERA. This road trip, he's 0-1 with a 27. 2 inning and 2/3 and 5 earned runs.
Way outside, 2-1. Lefty and a righty warming up in the Tiger pen. Chopper toward short. And a close play at second. And Sano says check it. Sano insisting that the Twins take a look at the force play at second base. But it looks like the inning will end with the Twins scoring only 6 runs. And the Twins won't challenge. Couple of home runs. Another grand slam. Another grand slam by a catcher. And the Twins are back in the game. No. Tigers sent 11 men to the plate in their half of the 4th inning. The Twins sent 12.
It's a strike. Let's go.
And now it's 2-0 with Burrows pitching to Baddoo. Deep, but foul. And it's 2-1.
Baddoo tried to unload on a 2-0 fastball.
Just outside, 3-1. Up, got a swing and a miss, 3-2.
Get that ball away from him.
And it's a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Derek Hill. game's over 2 hours old. Fourth inning alone was about an hour. The Tigers got 8 runs. The Twins got 6. And now the fifth inning starts with a walk.
I think they lasted about the same amount of time, 27 minutes apiece.
Twins down by 4 runs, but they've left the bases full twice today. Hill with an RBI bunt single in the second, and then a full swing bunt single in the 8-run fourth.
Derek Hill had one of the surprising plays. A bunt. A surprise bunt that scored a run.
Runner goes. Jeffers' throw on one hop. Got him. Gotta ask Ryan whether he does that by design, but we've seen him a number of times throw that one hop throw right on the money, and it got Baddoo for the first out of the inning.
It has a lot to do with the pitcher, the catcher giving him an opportunity. When you're 1-2 to the plate, you give Jeffers a chance to throw him out.
Half swing. Did he go? No, says David Rackley. 2-1 the count. Wave and a miss. 2-2. Well, that's a stolen base attempt that would not have occurred if the Twins hadn't come back with 6 runs, right?
You never know. It's 2021. You never know. Anything's possible this day and age. Just never know.
And now 3-2. Burrows got bailed out of the opening walk to Baddoo. Now he's filled the count to Hill. Came back to strike him out. 2 down. Bring up Robbie Grossman. Twins fans, Monday and Tuesday evening games enjoy the all-you-can-eat package, which includes a grandstand ticket, unlimited access to ballpark favorites. The all-you-can-eat package is presented by Bally Sports North. Visit twinsbaseball.com/AYCE for details. Grossman drove in a run with a single last inning, but who didn't? Tigers broke it open, they thought, with an 8-run fourth. The Twins came back with 6. As we discussed in our game open, Twins finding the power stroke again. 2 home runs a game in the last 3 games, and 2 already here today.
Twins put up some fight.
1-0. 2-0.
Hopefully they got a little bit more fight in them. Need to get through this inning without giving up a run.
Burrow's doing his best. High fly, right center field. Larnach, Gordon converge. It's Gordon with the catch. And Burrows faces just 3 men in the 5th. See if the Twins bats can produce some more in their half. Lefty Derek Holland will come in to pitch. Funkhauser, he did okay, but he gave up hits to the first 3 batters he faced. The Twins got another run after he left. The run, all of them charged to Peralta, however, and it'll be Gordon facing the lefty Holland.
Holland's pitching for the first time since the 25th against Kansas City. He with 2 hits, a run, a base on balls, and a strikeout.
Gordon takes outside, ball 1. Holland took the loss. in that wild game right before the All-Star break. Gave up a game-tying home run to Ben Rortvedt in the 9th, and then the game winner to Polanco in the 10th. The line foul, 1-1. Gordon, Jeffers, and Simmons. Twins with 6 on the board, but they left the bases full in both the 2nd and 4th innings.
Holland features fastball, slider, and sinker.
Chopper to first, going to be a foot race, and Gordon will reach. Harold Castro was not supposed to play first base today. It was supposed to be Jonathan Scope. And I don't know that Willie Castro would have had a play on the slow chopper like that, but Gordon didn't need much help to get an infield hit.
The speed kills and makes you speed everything up when you go into field the ball, attack the ball. You can see he just misjudged that ball just a little bit. Wasn't able to, thought he was there and he wasn't. And then it kicked off his foot.
They give Harold Castro an error. All that really matters to anyone other than Nick Gordon is he's on base. Fouled away, a strike. First error in the game. Jeffers cranked a grand slam to make it a 10-5 game. Twins added one more in the 4th. One and one. Not to this degree, certainly, but we have seen in this season series a lot of comebacks. Tigers came back last night late to tie it and then win it.
This would be a comeback.
This would be a comeback. But this, you know, I mean, we've seen the Tigers do this to the Twins for the last 2 years, really, going back to last year, grinding out at bats and playing all 27 outs. And now the Twins trying to show that they can do that too. 1-1 inside 2-1.
Showing a little fight. Goes a long way. Good hitters count for Jeffers. And that swing on the grand slam was just so nice and smooth and effortless.
Well, now 3-1 with Simmons on deck. Saw Holland's numbers and a high number of walks, 20 and a third innings and 13 walks, 4 home runs, including 2 hit by the Twins right before the break. Driven foul, 3-2. Jeffers hit it kind of where Sano hit his earlier in the inning.
You can see he was stand through the ball. That swing, he had no intentions on pulling the ball, just used all hands.
And there is a walk, and the Twins threatening to load the bases again. An error, now a walk, and Simmons will bat. And Simmons is due. He's been in a slump that's seen his batting average drop down into the low 2 teens. Simmons with a bouncer to short and a fly ball to right. Fly ball to right did carry to the warning track. It's a hot, humid day, conducive for carry on batted balls, but he hit that one into the wind coming in from right field. Down and in, ball 1.
It's probably one of the better balls I've seen him hit this week. I've been around the team. That line drive to the warning track in right field.
2-0.
Just watching Simmons, it doesn't seem like he lets his ability to not get hits affect his ability to field the ball and take hits away from guys.
Strike call, 2-1. Pick off at second, Gordon back. Castro cutting in behind the runner. Twelve pitches for Holland, only 5 strikes.
You see, they tried to pick Nick off at second base. Just when you're out there, you can't get lackadaisical. You got to stay aware, be aware of everything that's going on.
Another 2-2. 3-2. Never thought I'd say this an inning ago, but this game might be determined through attrition. Both teams had to go into their overworked bullpen in the 4th inning. Holland hasn't pitched, as you said, recently, but doesn't appear to be real sharp here today.
Both teams had to dig deep into their bullpen yesterday.
Softly. And they will get 1, but not 2. Could have been a disaster. That ball hit right off the end of the bat toward Castro, but it did land on the ground. And Simmons hustled out of the box and took away any chance of a double play.
Ball has some funky English on it. Castro actually, like he batted that ball down in his glove with his bare hand.
Lefty against lefty. Here's Kepler. The speedy Gordon at third. Outside, ball 1. We had this situation in that series before the All-Star break where Candelario, the third baseman, is 30 feet off the bag, which means Gordon can get a 25-foot lead off the bag. Checked his swing, 2-0. And with a lefty on the mound and Gordon's speed, wouldn't do it down 4 runs, but got a guy who might be able to steal home in this situation. As it is, ball wouldn't have to get far away at all from Griner to score Gordon. High pop-up, and Candelario has room, it looks like, and makes the catch near the tarp. And Simmons thinks about it and will hold up at first. So Kepler unable to get Gordon in from third, and that'll bring up Rooker. And the Twins 6 runs on the board. That's good, right? But they have misfired, leaving the bases full twice. And a missed chance for Kepler. Fouling out for the second out.
You got 6 runs on the board. That's not good because the other team got 10.
But they've left the bases full twice, and great chance here with the inning starting with the first 2 guys getting on base.
There are some missed opportunities.
Here's Rooker. Up and away, ball 1. Look at that. We're in the 5th inning. There have been 21 at bats with runners in scoring position. Inside, 2-0.
All you can do is shake your head and say we're going to be here when at the peak of the heat.
Holland's strike percentage 40. 20 pitches, only 8 strikes. The fastball 2-1.
Rooker's looking for something middle in. And last time up, he knocked the third baseman's Candelaria's glove off.
3-1. Polanco on deck.
Here's a screen from the bullpen. Throw it down the middle. He can't hurt you.
And the bases are loaded again. Polanco to the plate as the tying run. Buck Farmer warmed up. Polanco with a single his last time up. Hit the walk-off home run against Holland the Sunday before the All-Star game. Out in front, strike one.
Polanco looking for that first pitch fastball after the walk of Rooker. From a slow breaking ball. A swing and a miss.
Now a fastball for strike two.
At 2 strikes. Shorten up and put this ball in play to the right side of the field. A lot of room over there.
Yeah, he got him. Up and away with another fastball, and for the 3rd inning out of 5, the Twins have left the bases full, trailing by 4. Passing Barry Bonds earlier in this series. And I wouldn't count him out of this ball game here yet, given the way we're going.
64 hits away.
Outside, ball 1. Haas with 2 walks and a line out. Tap foul. And as we suspected, Burrow's getting a chance to get some extended run here. He finished up the 4th inning, gave up a run, gave up a triple and a sacrifice fly, but he got the Twins off the field. Jay Happ didn't retire a batter in the 4th. And then in the 5th, pitched around the leadoff walk, got the throw out at 2nd, got the next 2 guys. 32nd pitch. And up high, 2-1.
See, his best pitch is the slider / cutter. Throw that pitch a high percentage of the time.
Strike on the outside edge. Jeffers had to reach for it, but they got the call. 2-2.
His cutter is a little short break, and his slider has more horizontal break to it. I'm guessing you get a chance to see it right here with 3-2.
And he missed up high. It's another leadoff walk. We'll bring Candelario to the plate. Group outings at Target Field are a great way to have fun with your church, school, youth sports teams, and more. Groups of 20 or more qualify for special ticket discounts. You can organize your group for a safe, fun outing here at Target Field. Text Twins to 20123 or visit twinsbaseball.com/groups. Candelario with a 2-run double his last time up, part of an 8-run 4th inning. The Tigers had a 10-0 lead. Now it's 10-6. Old foul.
Eric Haas has 3 walks this game.
Inside for a ball, 1-1. Had 20 hits already. Trying to clip the inside edge, but missed. In addition to the 11 Detroit hits, the Twins have given them 6 walks. Upstairs, got a foul ball, 2-2.
In a game like this, you kind of got out of hand early. Going to have your fair share of walks and everything else you can imagine.
And another full count. .39 pitches, 21 strikes, strike percentage of 54. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. Burrows with back-to-back walks here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Zach Short. No activity in the Twins' pen.
Sure, Rocco Baldelli would like to get him through this 6th inning. He beat him covered 3 innings so far.
Wes Johnson to the mound. Hopefully hitting the reset button, getting Burrows back in the strike zone. Short with 3 outfield flies. 1 to Gordon his last time up, driving in a run. Corner infielders up on the edge of the grass. And there is strike 1. That's a fair ball between Astudillo and the line. Haas around third. He's going to be waved in. Tigers get a run, throw to third. Not in time on a double by Zach Short. And the Twins, who had a chance to continue the comeback but couldn't score, leaving the bases full in the bottom of the 5th, see the Tigers score at least 1 here in the 6th.
So we got him a slider that just hovered around the middle half of the plate and just got it past Astudillo at third base. You can see Haas flying around third base to score the run.
Infield in now. Castro, the batter, Willie Castro, a single, a triple, 2 runs scored.
Burrow's going to have to do some pitching. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Take your time, make some quality pitches. Get a couple punch outs.
2 strikes. He struck out Derek Hill in the 5th. Hits, 7 walks. The Tigers with 11 runs. Let's try to stay in this game.
See Burroughs wiping the sweat. Getting very humid out there.
Foul over by the tarp.
Starting to get warm on the field. I've always said I'd much rather be hot than cold on the field. I didn't mind pitching in high humidity.
High fastball, 1-2.
Wasn't a guy that sweated a lot, so I didn't have to worry about sweat being an issue on my hands. But did give me a better grip on the baseball.
Now 2-2.
Curveball. Doesn't throw that pitch that often. Looking to throw Castro something he hadn't seen before. Hopefully change his eye level just a little bit. I'd like to see him try to backdoor his slider to him.
Big pop-up, short center field. Gordon coming in, setting up for a tag is Candelario. There's the catch, and Gordon's throw will come to third base. Another run will score. Gordon didn't really get behind that ball real well, but he didn't intend on throwing to home plate anyway, which is probably the good thing. So a sacrifice fly for Castro, and both walks have come around to score. 7 walks, and 4 of them have scored, and the lead's back to 6. One out, and now Harold Castro.
Castro, both his hits have been off breaking balls.
Another one to center. Gordon comes in, out number 2. And now Grayson Greiner.
Guess who's coming up to hit soon again? Kill Badoo.
So far, a couple of runs on only the 1 hit because of the walks. The Tigers have added a couple here in the 6th. That rolls away. Runner trying to advance. Jeffers' throw. Astudillo had to backhand it. Alert play by Short, advancing 90 feet on a wild pitch.
See this slider?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a wild pitch. Maybe a pass ball.
Usually if it hits the dirt, it'll be ruled a wild pitch, whether it should be or not. Jeffers would tell you should have blocked that or caught it.
Well, you should have caught that one.
1-0. And it is a pass ball. 2-0. Burroughs struggling to throw strikes. There's a strike. 2-1. To the gap, right center. Gordon chasing it, slicing away from him and high off the wall. Griner with a double. And it's a 3-run Tiger inning. And a big 2-out hit, the very thing the Twins have struggled in getting here with the bases loaded so many times. And the Tigers get one from their number 9 bat.
You can see Burroughs knew his pitch right down the middle didn't even want to look at it. Griner drives this ball off the right center field wall.
13-6. Tigers in the second inning scored a couple of runs. They sent 8 men to the plate. Sent 11 men to the plate in the 4th. And now Baddoo, the 7th man to bat here in the 6th. Ball 1. One and one.
Burroughs changeup. Good arm speed. A good location to a hitter like Baddoo, who likes the ball down.
Just missing down and away. 2-1. Two and two.
Has some good at bats in these 3 games against the Twins. Out front on the lefty's breaking ball. Other than that, he stayed balanced, took the big swing when he had to. And a couple times he even hit the ball to the opposite field.
Just wide of the bag. Baddoo may have been the Tigers' best hitter in spring training. On that basis, they decided to bring him north with the big league club. And he kept hitting in April, May, June. Here we are, the end of July. And in 13 games against the Twins, he's driven in 14 runs. 40 on the year, and 14 of them have come against Twins pitching.
It's an extra base hitting machine.
Burroughs trying to put him away at 2-2. 60 pitches for Burroughs, 34 strikes.
Would like to see him backdoor that cutter.
2-strike fouls in this at bat. And another 3-ball count. Hill on deck. Burroughs has already walked 2 men this inning. They've already come around to score. On the ground, Polanco just threw it behind Sano. That ends the inning, but the Tigers add 3 in the 6th. And the Twins were down 10-0. Scored 6, haven't been able to score since. Now they'll take their swings against Buck Farmer.
Farmer last pitch on Monday, first game of the series. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits. No runs, no earned runs, no strikeouts. Fastball changeup, left-hand hitters. Fastball changeup slider to right-hand hitters.
Been waiting for Sano to pile up some 2-hit games. He had a 2-hit inning in the 4th. Started the inning with a home run. Later in the inning, drove in a run with a single.
That's a good start.
Also walked in the 2nd. Beaten foul, 1-1.
Good changeup. Farmer's best pitch to left-hand hitters.
You'd think, wouldn't you, that when the weather is really hot and uncomfortable, and it's really ratcheting up here just in the last half an hour here at Target Field. The rain cooled things down for a little bit. The clouds helped as well, but now it's really starting to go off the charts. But you'd think, at least I would, the game would tend to be low scoring and quickly paced and all that, but this is very similar to the game you and I had at Wrigley Field a few years ago. Cubs had a huge lead early on. I remember John Lester hit a home run, 3-run, 4-run home run, something like that. And then the Twins came back and the game ended up 12-8 or something like that. I mean, that's kind of the track we're on again here today.
Yeah, very similar games. We still have an opportunity to get out of here before it gets scorching outside.
Big fly ball to center. Coming in is Derek Hill. One down. That'll bring up Larnach. Larnach's hit the ball hard twice and struck out. He lined out to left, singled off the wall in right and scored in the 6-run 4th. And then later that inning struck out for the 2nd out, leaving the bases full. Ball in there for a strike. Big pop up behind second. Calling for it is Zach Short. And he makes the catch 2 away. That'll bring up Astudillo.
See that play also again where Short is playing up the middle and Candelario is playing straightaway shortstop. You know, any pop-ups on the shortstop side, you see Short runs over and calls off Candelario.
Yeah. Manaea warming up. Astudillo takes inside. I just noticed something that is positive. I guess fans are supposed to stay hydrated, right? I just saw a woman return from the concession stand, and she
6 beers.
No, she can now drink her ice cream because it's already melted.
I'm down for that. Make a root beer float.
No, it was ice cream when she left the concession stand, but it's already in liquid form. 1-1 to Astudillo. Inside, 2-1.
Our cups aren't sweaty as they have been the last few days. That's kind of odd. It's hotter. Twins trying to answer with something here in their half of the 6th.
3-1 now to Astudillo. Gordon on deck. Was relating to Dan Petrie. He's doing some radio work for the Tigers, former Tigers starting pitcher. About a lot of things. He actually pitched at Met Stadium, so we reminisced about that. He was on the '87 Tigers. We reminisced about that. Strike called, 3-2. But one of the first things he mentioned when I mentioned, you know, you pitched at the Metrodome, right? And he said, yeah, I remember that first year it wasn't air conditioned.
Is that right?
Yes, and on a day like today, and we had them, it was dangerously. Another big pop-up right near the mound. Errol Castro puts it away. It was very stuffy, shall we say, in the Metrodome without the air conditioning in 1982.
Had a score of 8-6, which would be a high-scoring baseball game. That was our 4th inning this afternoon. It is now 13-6 as we start the 7th inning.
Yep, it was a wild inning, and the Twins in that inning and 2 others left the bases full. So as crazy as it was, it could have been crazier. And now Juan Minaya in to pitch for the Twins. He'll face Derek Hill, delivering strike 1.
Minaya last pitched on Friday against the Angels. 1 inning, 1 hit, a strikeout.
One and one.
Fastball changeup combination.
To the right field corner, chased by Larnach. With room, one away. And now Grossman. Well, a good start for Minaya. Burrows had a hard time throwing strikes, a lot of deep counts, not what you want when it's sweltering out there. Minaya got first out on his 3rd pitch, and now he'll go after Grossman. Grossman with an RBI single and a run scored in the 8-run 4th inning. Just outside, ball 1. And now 2-0. Tigers will come back to Minnesota one more time to close out the home schedule at the end of September, near the end of September. Fly ball to left, and Rooker is there. And that's out number 2. And now time for a word from the Home Depot.
Lockers aren't just for the clubhouse anymore. Shop online and pick up your orders using the Home Depot's convenient order pickup lockers.
2 down, and now Eric Haas. Before departing in the 4th inning without retiring a batter, Jay Happ had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Now Minaya hoping to get the Twins back to the bat rack quickly. Just his 8th pitch of the 7th inning. 1-1.
Good fastball at the bottom half of the zone.
On the ground to Polanco. Nice inning for Juan Minaya. Quick 1-2-3 inning.
The wife of Andrew Workin, who is part of the incredible grounds crew that keeps Target Field looking so plush. So happy birthday, Renelle.
Nick Gordon leading off the Twins' 7th inning against Buck Farmer. And we should also pass along Birthday wishes to Jorge Alcala. Turning all at 26 today. Nice pick at first. Harold Castro to the bag, and Gordon's retired, 1 away.
Very nice pick by Castro.
Well, the Twins, after leaving the bases full again in the 5th, haven't done much of anything. Well, they haven't done anything against Buck Farmer.
Look what I found.
He did look a little surprised, didn't he?
He saw it. He figured out, okay, I need to try to attack this ball this way, and landed right where he needed to land.
Jeffers out in front. A grand slam in the 4th inning made it a 10-5 ball game. His home run bookended by a couple of walks. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Straightaway center field, just over the wall for a grand slam. The 3rd grand slam by catchers in this series in the last 24 hours. Mitch Garver hit a 1st inning grand slam last night.
The ball's 101 off the bat. And I was just impressed by the swing. Just almost little to no effort. That ball a long way straight away center field.
Upstairs close, 2-2.
Farmer's changeup looks a lot better than it had been looking. The first 2 strikes to Jeffers are pretty good. See the ball falling off the table. A lot of depth on that pitch. Good arm speed. Makes it look just like his fastball. There it is again.
Strikeout for out number 2. Bring up Simmons. Every Thursday night at Target Field, you can purchase the U.S. Bank Meal Deal Package. Your meal deal packages include a U.S. Bank Home Run Porch View or Field Box High ticket and a free hot dog and Pepsi. You can purchase your ticket package at twinsbaseball.com/ticket special. Don't try to do it tomorrow. There won't be a game played here. But when there is on a Thursday night, you can cash in. Mentioned that the Twins have a tough 10-day, 9-game road trip coming up. They're always tough, particularly when you're not used to it. The Twins have just 2 of those 3-city week-and-a-half-long road trips this year. Earlier they had one kicking away, and now one coming up here. St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Houston.
Tough road trip. Very tough road trip.
Ground toward the hole. Candelario picks it up, fires across on target. Nice play, and a 1-2-3-7 for Buck Farmer.
Valley Sports North. We'll see you later tonight.
It'll be interesting to watch Jose Miranda, who will probably be up with the big league club, I would think, at some point. You know, he tore the cover off the ball at AA, so they promoted him to AAA, and his numbers suggest he's doing better at AAA than AA.
He's been on fire, and in AA, and his first AAA game, he had 3 home runs.
Yeah, up the middle. Simmons right behind the bag will make the play. 1 away. One down in the Detroit 8th inning. I didn't lie. I misspoke.
It happens.
Happens way too often for me. But the Twins have not had a 3-city week-and-a-half-long road trip. I specifically looked at the schedule before we hit the air today, and I thought I saw one, but I was wrong. So 3 games in St. Louis. It might be a little warm there.
Oh, yeah.
Day off in Cincinnati, a couple of games against the Reds, and then 4 in Houston, where it will be warm, one would think, but they're almost certainly going to have the roof closed and the air conditioning on.
I might ride down to see you guys. Well, not you specifically.
You won't be seeing me. You've had enough of me, and I won't be there. So there are 2 reasons why you won't do that.
Ride down to see the big league team in Houston. Well, 3.5 hours from the house.
2 strikes to Zach Short. Guy on the mound spent a lot of time pitching for the Saints this year. He's done a nice job here today. 4 outs. This is just his 15th pitch, and he's ahead of Zach Short, and he just struck him out. A couple of fly ball outs, a couple of ground ball outs, now a strikeout, 2 down.
You see that arm speed on that changeup looks very similar to his fastball. He gets to the plate and the ball just disappears. But you can't achieve that without having the same arm speed. You let the grip do the work.
Back to Minaya. Over to Sano. Another 1-2-3 inning on just 7 pitches.
Against the Cardinals, it is all coming up right after the game. Dick LaTroy.
Yeah, it looks like the Twins are going to lose both series in this homestand after a good homestand going into the break. See what they can get done here and changing the score. Farmer's had a couple of 1-2-3 innings pitching to Kepler, 1-0.
Been featuring a good changeup, keeping these Twins hitters off balance. A good hitters count, 2-0 for Kepler. See if he can pick him out something and hit it hard somewhere.
High fly to right field. And Kepler has another one into the second deck. And Kepler's 14th of the year draws the Twins 1 more run closer.
That's what I meant when I said see if you can get him a 2-0 pitch he can handle and hit it hard somewhere, and Kepler drove it out of the ballpark for a solo home run.
Well, the Twins aren't done. 3rd home run of the day for the Twins. This one with the bases empty. Earlier a solo and a grand slam. Here's Rooker. Cut on and missed. Rooker 1 for 3 with a walk. And now inside, 1-1. Around the hands. 2-1.
Another hitter's count.
What we have seen from the Tiger bullpen, and boy, we've seen a lot of them, haven't we, in the month of July? Not so much from Farmer here because he's thrown strikes and had a couple of 1-2-3 innings. But erratic control, a lot of walks. We saw Jimenez the other night, 3 wild pitches in his outing. So see if the Twins can get another bases loaded situation here. They've connected on 1 with the grand slam, but they've left the bases full 3 times. Drive to left. There's another home run. Only the 2nd deck today for Brent Rooker, but his 3rd of the series. And the 4th home run of the day for the Twins.
That ball was absolutely scorched. Like you said, it didn't have the distance of the other two in this series, but that ball, it was hit pretty hard. You can see a changeup, elevated, just running into the barrel of Rooker. He just made him swing and miss on the changeup, but it was down over the plate. That changeup was elevated. Rooker has another home run, his 3rd.
It's just a kind of a contrast that you often see from young hitters. Rooker has absolutely smashed 3 off-speed pitches. And Trevor Larnach is really struggling with off-speed pitches. So you've got 2 young hitters. Both might be fixtures in the Twins lineup for years to come. But right now they're coming at it from different directions.
Right. Well, Larnach, you know, he'll get there. He's I mean, he is so dedicated into getting better. Not like everybody. Everybody's dedicated to get better out there. But, you know, he is a hitter. We drafted him because of his approach, his ability, his bat to ball skills. That's why we drafted him. He's to hit for power and to hit for average.
Polanco struck out for the 3rd out of the 5th inning, leaving the bases full. 1-1.
1,500 feet of distance for Rooker in this series.
How's this for a contrast? Tigers still have a comfortable lead, 5-run lead, 13-8, right? They've got their 13 runs without a home run.
A couple doubles.
And the Twins have 8 runs with 4 home runs. One and 2.
3 doubles and a triple for the Tigers.
And now 2-2. Full count with Sano on deck. Polanco 1 for 4. Sano's already homered once. Twins' 4th inning started with 5 hits and 5 runs before an out was recorded. And now Polanco takes a walk. You okay if I compliment an umpire? Jeremy Riggs, I think, has done a pretty good job here today because he's still staying with it here. It's been a long day.
Because of him.
Because of him?
Yeah. He's had a little bit to do with this mess.
A.J. Hinch coming out. Farmer gave the Tigers a couple of critical innings in the 6th and the 7th. Setting him down, the Twins down 1-2-3, and he'll check out. And the Twins threatening to put together another big inning. Well, nobody out here in the 8th inning. Farmer, a couple of good innings and some rough spots here in the 8th with a couple of solo home runs. And now Sano against Jimenez. History between these two, and Jimenez had a really rough outing here 2 nights ago. 3 wild pitches.
Yeah, but the baseball gods was on his side. 1 hit, no runs, no base on balls, no strike, and 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Oh,
there goes
Jesus.
Another one. Well up into the 3rd deck. Sano's 16th of the year, 17th of the year, his 2nd today. And that's one of the longest home runs ever hit here at Target Field.
Sano he's going to get a fastball, and he was ready. And with the history between these two guys, think Sano has the bragging rights. That ball got out in a hurry, and it went a very long way. Oh, 115.
473 feet. And honestly, I can't remember a longer one hit here at Target Field. It landed about halfway up into the third deck, the third section over from the foul pole.
That ball landed in my room at the Element.
Here's Larnach, still nobody out. Fly ball center field. Starting back was Hill. Now he's got to come in, and it's the left fielder Baddoo making the catch, one away. My goodness, this was really ripped.
You see the catcher, Griner, just turned it. He saw it and just turned his head away like, no.
About what, 6-7 rows up into the third deck. 4 on the board for the Twins. It's 13-10. And here's Astudillo with 1 out. Strike 1.
He hit that ball with a grown man hit balls. Remind me back in the Metrodome when they used to have the softball guys come and hit right after the game, and they would hit the ball, just hit the tarp with the retired players' numbers in the Metrodome.
Still some work to do, down by 3. Drive to the gap in left center field. A bullet off the warning track. And Astudillo to second with a double. And now Gordon will hit.
See a hanging breaking ball just over the heart of the plate. Astudillo was able to smoke this ball into the left center field gap for a stand-up double. You see he's excited. Said, hey, we're not done yet. Let's go, fellas.
Gordon, single and 4 trips. He's also reached on a fielder's choice and an error. Foul back. A fastball and sent it to the screen.
Challenge Nick with a fastball. See if he can get him something he can handle. Make this game very, very interesting.
Swung on and missed. Another fastball. If he could reach. Slugging Ryan Jeffers would represent the tying run.
That was Sano's 11th multi-home run game. Last did it on May 18th.
Their fastball down and in.
Astudillo's getting a, he could be pretty aware at second base. Him and is known to throw a wild pitch.
And working with contact. Nothing but fastballs in this at bat. Breaking ball got him. Finally something off speed for strike 3, 2 down. Jeffers coming to the plate not as the tying run.
Trying to blow him away with a fastball and decided to go ahead and break him off with a good slider. Breaking right up under the left-hander swing. Justin Morneau just texted me and said bomb. Somebody said bomb.
Hope he's not at an airport. A drive to left center field. Do you believe this? It's a one-run game. The fourth home run of the inning. And it's 13-12.
For our fans out there who thought a 10-0 league, this team was just dead in the water, they showed you there's still a lot of fight in there. A lot of fight in this team.
Interesting move for Rocco Baldelli, saying, hey, we've got 4 home runs this inning. I'm going to send Josh Donaldson out to hit for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons has been struggling at the plate.
Pitching coach Chris Fetters goes out to talk with his pitcher.
Jimenez, control issues the other night. Just having a terrible time missing the barrel of the bat. He's given up 2 home runs and a double in the 5 plate appearances.
It's Jeffers' first ever multi-home run game. And the most RBIs he's had in a game is 6.
Donaldson represents the tying run.
He goes deep. This place is going to go crazy.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. It's the 3rd time that the Twins have hit 4 home runs in an inning. They've hit 5 in an inning once back in 1966. One and one. Back in 1992, the Twins hit 4 home runs. Shane Mack, Kirby Puckett, Kent Hrbek, Randy Bush, all against Scott Sanderson. The same guy gave up all 4. (13-12) after the Twins were down 10-0. And now 3-1 to Donaldson with Kepler on deck.
Feeling pretty good right now.
And now ball 4. Donaldson aboard as the tying run. The lead run. Kepler comes to the plate. Jake Cave will run for Donaldson. And Kepler started this inning with a long home run to right field.
Looks like Gordon will go to second base. Polanco move over to shortstop.
There's no activity that I can see in the Twins bullpen, or the Tiger bullpen for that matter. If the Twins take the lead here, Minaya will get a chance to pick up the win and close it out himself. On the outside edge, strike 1. Kepler with 2 hits in the series, the walk-off base hit 2 nights ago, and the home run that started this 6-run 8th inning.
My scorecard looks like a mess.
1-1. Twins with 6 runs in the 4th. 6 more here in the 8th. One and two.
Think that Jimenez will throw him a fastball, probably that changeup or slider at the back foot. Looks like the changeup.
Up and away, 2-2, fastball. The Twins have never come back and won a ball game after trailing by more than 7 runs. This wouldn't break the record. It would shatter it. Hook foul. Back in 2000, you might remember this. Twins were behind the Indians 8-1, came back to win 10-9. That was a 7-run deficit, the largest deficit that they've come from behind to win a ball game.
Who started that game? Yes, Joe Mays.
2-2. There's a called third strike. Cave was off with a pitch. It doesn't matter. He's thrown out. Kepler takes a called third strike, and the Twins' comeback so far is 1 run short. Another 6-run inning. It's 13-12. Yankee Stadium, the old one in 1992. So now Minaya, who had a really good couple of innings, asked to have a good 9th here, and the Twins will take their swings, starting with Rooker in the bottom of the 9th.
Scott Sanderson, did he pitch with the Cubs?
I think so.
That's probably, I'm almost positive that's where I remember him from. Not as a Yankee, but as a Cub.
Harold Castro with 2 strikes. And Minaya, 7 up, 7 down. He's already done what Buck Farmer did for the Tigers, but then Farmer had some issues in his 3rd inning, and Minaya struck out the first guy on 3 pitches in his 3rd inning.
It was a just devastating changeup, one of his better pitch, and he's been locked in with that pitch.
Polanco's now at short, Gordon at second, and there's strike 1 to Greiner. Inside. Soto warming up in the Tiger pen. He'll get a save opportunity, it looks like. And the scheduled batters, right-hander Rooker, switch hitter Polanco, right-hander Sano. 13-12. The Twins have 6 home runs. The Tigers, the team that's leading, they don't have 1. Two and 2 to Grayson Greiner. Now a full count, Baddoo on deck.
3 consecutive changeups.
Well, he's done exactly what needed to be done after disappointing outing by Burrows with all the walks and runs and all that. 24 pitches, 16 strikes.
Needed to be the stabilizer.
And he missed badly inside, and Greiner will take a 1-out walk. First base runner against Minaya. And it'll be Akil Baddoo batting. Baddoo's been a pest. 2 hits, a walk, a run scored, a run batted in.
Five changeups out of the zone.
Minaya going back for some rosin, and his catcher will bring the ball to him.
I like that from Jeffers. He saw his pitcher, lose his release point. Out there, slow things down, give him a breather, deep breath. Come on, let's make a pitch. Get us back in so we can get you a W.
Pushed foul. The Twins giving Baddoo the left side of the infield, which is a bit surprising. He's done so much damage to the pull side with home runs and doubles, but still got to protect against an infield hit here. The last thing the Twins want to do is to give any runs back. 1-1. And now Astudillo midway between second and third on the edge of the grass. Swung on and missed 1 and 2. One thing to keep in mind, if it is Soto in the bottom of the 9th inning, and particularly if it's a 1-run game, he threw 42 pitches here the other night and walked 3 guys and took the loss.
That's it, 40. I thought he was closer to 50. But the Twins did their job against him, made him throw a lot of pitches, took him out of the equation last night.
1 and 2 to Baddoo. Struck him out. And on that basis alone, Minaya could get votes for Twins pitcher of the year. They found a way to strike this guy out. 2 down.
It's just a well-placed fastball, and I say you have to get this guy out away. You can see that pitch was away. Had a little something on it. He struggled throwing his changeup, which is his second best pitch to Griner, and he opted to go with the fastball against Baddoo. It was very successful. See if he can finish off this inning with a strikeout of Derek Hill.
And a base hit to left. First Tiger hit against Minaya. First and second, and that'll get Robbie Grossman to the plate. First and second, 2 down. Grossman 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 8-run 4th. Missing outside. Sometimes you'll hear us talk about staying away from a big inning. Well, today the Tigers have a 2-run inning, a 3-run inning, and an 8-run inning. And the Twins have 2 6-run innings. And now 2-0 to Grossman.
Today is just a pitcher's nightmare. Batting average is going up and ERA is going up.
Along with the temperature and the dew point. Two 2-0 with 2 outs and 2 on, and now 3-0 to Grossman. Haas on deck. No activity in the Twins pen. 33 pitches for Minaya. 20 strikes. And he missed. 2 walks and a single. 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 9th. And Haas coming up in the 9th inning with the bases loaded again. Dreaming of doing it what he did last night with the bases loaded in the 9th inning. That tied the game. And the Tigers went ahead and got a game-winning single from Cabrera to come all the way back from 4 down to beat the Twins. The Twins trying to do something a little bit more impressive. Missing inside, ball 1, and Manaea's really been misfiring here after really throwing 2 strikes for every ball coming into this inning.
Missing arm side. I mean, he's running away from the base, running away from his arm. He can set his sights, control his body, make a few good pitches here to Eric Haas.
2-0. And now Wes Johnson to the mound. And all the infielders as well.
It's amazing how fast it just escalates.
Long meeting on the mound. And Manaea needs to throw strikes here. 2 walks have helped fill the bases in the top of the 9th. Haas has already walked 3 times. Past a diving Astudillo. A couple of runs will score. Waving around is the third base coach Santiago, and a bases clearing double, and the Tigers have opened up now a 4-run lead in the top of the 9th. Not a grand slam, but a 3-run double for Eric Haas.
He got behind in the count and had to throw him a fastball and turn and burn. Was able to get that ball past Astudillo at third base. With Derek Hill, was able to come around and score just past the diving Astudillo.
In addition to the 15 Tiger hits, the Twins have issued 9 walks and 7 of them have scored.
That'll kill you every time.
Either number, right? The 9 or the 7.
I'm more so about the walks. You could give up hits and all that stuff, but those walks, they are the nemesis.
Even more work for the Twins, and what we're seeing is the residue of the 2 extra inning games and the injury to Taylor Rogers. And Manaea left out there, and it turns out he's kind of had the same issue Buck Farmer had. 2 really effective innings and then all sorts of trouble in the 3rd.
Just one inning too many. Yeah, but you know, both bullpens have been taxed, and those are the guys who hadn't thrown much in this series.
That's to short center. And a diving catch. No, the ball dropped by Rooker, and another run will score. Great effort by Rooker with 2 outs. Haas was able to take off, and he'll score the 4th run of the inning. Now Jake Cave coming in saying that the ball laid on the ground. It was suspended in the air for a while. Watch the ball pop out of Rooker's glove, and then it looked like he momentarily regained possession of it, but then Cave picked it up off the ground.
Like he was raising it up to show the umpire, and it came out his glove.
It will be a double. Great effort by Rooker. But now a 4-run inning after the Twins had just scored 6. 17-12. Career high in innings pitched by Manaea, 2 2/3, trying to wrap up the 3rd full inning.
You get situations like this where you have to overextend the guy, get him out of his comfort zone. Throwing 1 inning or 2 innings. You got to reach deep and ask for that 3rd inning, and sometimes it just don't go that well.
And a strike, 2-1.
Kind of hit a wall. I always knew, and I was talking about this with Taylor Rogers the other day. It's like I knew when bad things were about to happen. When I got to like the 25, 26 pitch range, that's when I've been out there for a while. They've fallen off a lot of pitches.
Right field retreating. Larnach makes the catch. Another big inning for the Tigers. They tack on 4 more against Manaea, and it's a 5-run lead. Case Haas was the designated hitter, but he's a catcher by trade. A grand slam last night, a big 3-run double, putting the Tiger lead now at 5, and Soto coming in to try to pin it down. It's not a save situation anymore, but he throws strike 1. He pitched the 9th and 10th innings in the game 2 nights ago. He walked the bases full in the 9th. Tigers had just tied the game, but he left them full. He got 2 strikeouts and a line out to get 3 outs, but he walked 3 men on the 9th, walked another guy, Simmons, in the 10th inning, and then Kepler delivered his base hit, scoring Maeda from second base.
Soto got some of the most electric stuff I've seen. I mean, his 98, 99, 100, 101, just little to no effort. If he can lock that in and be in the strike zone just a little bit more frequently, has a chance to be a perennial all-star closer. He made the all-star team this year. I'm talking 6, 7 years in a row with his stuff.
We've gotten spoiled in Minnesota because we've had closers through strikes, but that's inning and 2/3 and 4 walks. That's way too many. And now 3-2 to Rooker, starting the Twins' 9th.
I don't envision this being as easy as Soto thinks it's going to be. Neither team is back down. Everybody's kept fighting.
And an opening walk in the 9th. Day off tomorrow, and now a look at Friday's projected starter for the Twins at St. Louis. Cardinals having a disappointing year, just kind of floating around 500 all year long. And it'll be Jose Barrios, looking for his 8th win of the year. Very impressive whip of just over 1. Now Polanco drew a walk his last time up. Ball 1. A.J. Hinch didn't want to use Soto because of the 42 pitches he threw 2 nights ago, but chance to win a ball game and not many options left.
Well, both bullpens have been taxed during this 3-game series. A lot of pitches being thrown.
2-0. Twins have taken 6 walks. They've had a hit batter. And Soto's come in, thrown 7 pitches and only 8 pitches rather. And only 3 strikes. 2 strikes, I should say. The team with 12 runs has homered 6 times. The team with 17 hasn't hit one yet. Unbelievable.
That's baseball for you.
Good trip to the mound. They've got Soto to throw a strike. It's 2-1. And now 2-2. Sano on deck. Then Larnick. Astudillo, and the Twins hope on a few more. Twins have had an inning where they sent 12 men to the plate, and another where they sent 10.
Oh, geez.
And they'll need another one. Hey, when you've already scored 6 runs in an inning twice,
third time shouldn't be that hard.
You need another one of those.
This time you don't have to worry about them coming back. Score 6.
That's true. You score 6, you win. 2-2 to Polanco. A high drive left field. Baddoo back, and that one's gone. Polanco joins the home run parade.
I've seen a lot of crazy baseball games in my time. A lot. But this one's definitely going to rank right up there with some of the crazier ones.
That would have been a walk-off if not for the 4 runs the Tigers got in the top half of the inning. 99. The 7th home run hit for the Twins in today's game.
And they're going to need about 10 to win.
Sano's hit 2 of them. One with a man aboard his last time up. Ball 1.
This ball that he hit, the last home run in the 8th inning. I think I've seen a ball hit that far. Loud. Long and loud.
1-1. Tigers have some bullpen activity. I believe that's Daniel Norris getting loose. Two years ago, when the Twins set the record for home runs hit in a season, 307, they had 2 games where they hit 8 home runs. Once in Baltimore, once in Anaheim. Cut on and miss. 2-2. It is Norris getting loose. Fouled back. Fought off the breaking ball.
The guy named Kevin Euclid gets the foul ball.
Two and 2 to Sano. Call 3rd strike. Sano stood up. He thought that pitch was inside. 1 away. In the box at 100.
No, he didn't like it. That was a good pitch. Just locked him up because it was a fastball in. Good pitch by Soto. Sometimes you got to tip your hat.
Larnick, big at bat. Hit the ball hard his first 2 times up. Is 1 for 5 on the day. Breaking ball, strike 1. Quick pitched him a little bit there. 2 strikes.
Disrupting that timing.
Breaking ball for the first 2 strikes. Fastball got him. 101 miles per hour. 2 down. And Astudillo trying to keep this incredible game alive.
Well placed. 101 miles an hour fastball. You see Larnick was just a tad bit late on that pitch. It's a tough at bat for a lefty.
Well, the Twins need a good at bat here from Astudillo. Same thing from the left-handed hitting Gordon, and that would get Jeffers to the plate as a tying run. Fouled off a leg, 1 strike. The team's ERAs not very good to begin with. Tigers at 4.59 coming into the game. Twins at 4.88, and they're going to take a beating.
Oh yeah, it's a good day for everybody but the pitchers.
31 earned runs on the board.
Earned.
Twins down to their last strike. Candelario across, and the Tigers win a wild one. There were 7 home runs hit, all of them by the Twins, and the Twins still lost by 3. And the 3-run double by Eric Haas, the difference in the ball game. And the Tigers come to Minnesota with a losing streak here, and they end up winning the series and the final 2 games. We'll have a 2-hour version of Twins Live postgame